jousting.
And you just implemented a law having to do with political speech of a president and extended it to the actions of the president. If the actions of the president are criminal, he should be held to the same. Excuse me, I'm still speaking. Can you please let me finish my statement? Okay? If the actions of the president happen to be illegal actions, especially in the context of our democratic process, you genuinely believe that that individual should not be held accountable for what he engaged in. You think that any former sitting president of the United States can attempt to steal elections, can attempt to implement fake electors and go against the will of the American people. Is that what you're arguing here?
And I just want to address you correctly. What's your name?
I mean, you just came on my show. You don't know my name? My name's Anna.
I don't, actually. I thought I was talking to Cenk. What's your name?
My name is Anna.
Anna, good.
In this fiery debate, Anna Kasparian and Cenk Uygur invite presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy onto the Young Turks, and it doesn't take long for tensions to explode, especially between Anna and Vivek. What starts as a discussion quickly turns into a heated shouting match, with both sides refusing to back down. Despite the intensity of the exchange, Vivek Ramaswamy stays calm, collected, and sharp, ultimately dismantling their arguments point by point. Watch as he holds his ground and takes on both Anna and Cenk, showcasing his ability to navigate tough questions and heated accusations. This debate is unforgettable, with Vivek going toe-to-toe with the Young Turks and firmly holding his ground. Now, let's jump right in.
So Donald Trump was lying.
That's for the courts to decide. But what I'm telling
then he should be tried. If it's for the courts to decide, and we live in a country of laws, and he's being charged with a very important criminal act, why do you get to decide instead of the court system and say, oh, just let him off? Who cares what the evidence is?
Because nobody else has been charged under the same set of facts.
Because no one else tried to do a coup against America with a fake elector scheme. Do you know a second person who's ever been accused of that?
We've had contested elections dating back to the late 1800s in this country, and a lot.
Yeah, but no one ever did fake electors and tried to do a coup, Vivek. So are you saying, because this is really important, because good for the goose is good for the gander. So you're saying Joe Biden on his way out can take any national secrets and show them to anyone he likes. He could, maybe you could even sell them, whatever. He could just take them. Who cares?
You can sell them.
And hold on.
I'm pretty clear about this. You can't sell them.
Okay, all right. But if Donald Trump is charged with selling them, are we allowed to try him then? Or do we just have to let him go no matter what he's charged with?
We're going to be on for most of an hour, so I think it's just important for you to understand something about me. I care about the details. Facts actually matter. I don't care about
the details
random
as well.
jousting.
And you just implemented a law having to do with political speech of a president and extended it to the actions of the president. If the actions of the president are criminal, he should be held to the same. Excuse me, I'm still speaking. Can you please let me finish my statement? Okay? If the actions of the president happen to be illegal actions, especially in the context of our democratic process, you genuinely believe that that individual should not be held accountable for what he engaged in. You think that any former sitting president of the United States can attempt to steal elections, can attempt to implement fake electors and go against the will of the American people. Is that what you're arguing here?
And I just want to address you correctly. What's your name?
I mean, you just came on my show. You don't know my name? My name's Anna.
I don't, actually. I thought I was talking to Cenk. What's your name?
My name is Anna.
Anna, good. No, we're gonna be chatting for a while. I just wanted to address you conversationally.
Should have prepared for the interview ahead of time.
Notice how Anna Kasparian and Cenk Uygur are very worked up and emotional, while Vivek Ramaswamy remains calm, focusing on trying to engage in a reasonable, fact-based conversation. At one point, Vivek simply asks for Anna's name, which could be interpreted as him saying, "I don't even know who you are." But in reality, it seems like he's just trying to lower the temperature of the conversation. Instead of taking that opportunity to calm down, Anna escalates, launching into an emotional rant, especially when the topic of Donald Trump comes up. After watching the Young Turks and similar left-leaning channels, it's clear that people like Anna and Cenk seem to dislike Vivek just as intensely as they do Trump. It's almost as if when Vivek rises in prominence, their focus will shift from Trump derangement syndrome to Ramaswamy derangement syndrome. The level of animosity toward Vivek is already strong, and it's clear this will grow as he gains more influence. But the contrast is striking. While Anna and Cenk are emotionally charged and combative, Vivek stays composed and sticks to the facts, highlighting the difference in their approaches.
Well, Anna, you guys invited me on your show. I'm making some time for you guys. I'm happy to have the open debate. Let's get some facts actually straight here.
I thought you were detail-oriented. I don't know. It's just you're the one.
You are making. I didn't mean that as a personal affront, Anna. I promise you, and I'm looking forward to getting into substance with you. So the reality is, you're making an assertion that he broke the law. And then everything that you're doing is working backwards, making a legal judgment on a complex legal theory that has never been brought against a defendant in American history. So that's a circular reasoning. It's a circular loop.
No,
what I would prefer to
it's
do
not,
is measure
Vivek.
the facts.
That doesn't make any sense what you're saying.
Been somebody
Vivek, we're not making
this legal theory.
But Vivek, you're going in circles. Hold on, let's be clear.
Nope.
So we're not making the assertion. Prosecutors are making that assertion. And you're saying, do not let the prosecutors do their job. Foreclose that. I don't want to discuss this. Hold on, let me finish. So can Joe Biden do a fake elector scheme and just make up electors and declare himself president, as Donald Trump wanted to do? And you admitted earlier he is lying. Donald Trump was lying. And so can Joe Biden lie and say, I've got fake electors, and I'll even call them fake electors, and then you're not allowed to prosecute them because you just said, that's it. No one's allowed to prosecute former presidents. Go ahead. So is Joe Biden allowed to do the same exact thing Donald Trump?
Let me just ask you guys a question, because I think I'm getting a sense for your command of the details here. Which case would you like to talk about? There are four pending cases.
Go ahead, fake electors. Is Joe Biden allowed to do the same fake electors?
One of you is talking about documents, and one of you is talking
because he broke so many laws. But let's stick with fake electors. Go ahead.
Which one would you like to discuss?
Fake electors. Go ahead.
Yeah. So there is no crime here that can be charged. That's the answer. There's no relevant crime. Now, can voters take this into account when determining who their next president is? Absolutely. That's exactly how our process works. But our Constitution has a process that has been followed, and it was followed here. And the US president absolutely, even if he's the outgoing president, has an opportunity to share his opinion, even if those opinions are not true. And if that's found in a court of law, I don't have a view on that, but that's what the allegations are.
That's what a court of law is, Vivek, but you're saying we're not allowed to go to a court of law.
I'm not saying that you're not allowed to. I'm saying that I would pardon him, because I think that these do not match the actual law that the Supreme Court has held applying to these set of facts. And I think it's a bad judgment for the US Justice Department to bring this case, because it divides the country and it sets an awful precedent that will now be used going forward for years unless we do something about it. Unless it takes a leader who actually unites this country. This is the new precedent in the United States of America. The new precedent is the party in power will look at who the opponent is and throw the legal statute book at them. That's not how it's supposed to work.
Vivek is absolutely spot on here. The point that Anna Kasparian, Cenk Uygur, Whoopi Goldberg, Bill Maher, and others who are desperate to see Trump in jail seem to miss is the dangerous precedent being set. Punishing Trump for actions taken while he was president is far riskier than letting the current situation play out. You can't selectively prosecute a former president like this, and Vivek's point to Anna and Cenk is clear. Allowing the left to weaponize the DOJ now opens the door for the right to do the same when they're in power. This kind of political weaponization against the opposing party could easily become the norm if we let it continue, and that's far more dangerous than any borderline criminal act Trump might have committed. It's a precedent that could destabilize the entire system, but Anna, Cenk, and others like them won't accept that, not because they can't see it, but because their entrenched biases won't allow them to acknowledge it. Vivek's logic is sound, and he's right to raise the alarm. In debates like these, the person who stays calm, measured, and fact-based tends to be on the right side of the argument, and that's exactly what we see with Vivek here. While Anna is shouting and Cenk keeps cutting him off, Vivek remains composed and professional. Honestly, it's impressive that he didn't lose his patience given how unprofessional things got. But once again, the calmer voice tends to be the right one, and Vivek is clearly making his case effectively. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree, because from where I'm sitting, Vivek is absolutely owning this debate.
You're supposed to find a crime and then decide whether or not you want to prosecute it according to the same standards you use for every American. That is not what's happening here. And there is little doubt that if Donald Trump were not running for president, they would not have brought these charges. So I think that if you ask me, does this move towards uniting the country or not? I think it does not. I think it moves towards dividing the country, which is why I have been clear, even though I'm running against Donald Trump, I would pardon him if I'm elected president, because that will move this nation forward. And I do not think that we should be guided by vengeance and grievance against one man. I do not think that that helps the United States of America. That's why I'm in this race. And that's why I clearly answer your question. You asked me, why would I pardon? That's why I would pardon.
And just to be clear, you have absolutely no problem with the Trump campaign implementing fake electors in the state of New Mexico, which had no pending litigation in regard to election fraud. You're okay with that?
There is a difference between what I've made the same judgments.
Yes or no?
I don't think that's illegal. I do not think
you don't think that's illegal.
That's been laid out.
Okay, you don't value our democratic process. Great to hear it.
Anything that's laid out has been a violation of the law. That's what I believe.
That's amazing. Okay, all right.
Anna is being really frustrating here. Honestly, I'm surprised Vivek didn't lose his cool with the way she was acting. The whole fake elector issue feels like a conspiracy theory. And I'm emphasizing theory here because every time I dig into it, it comes across as a non-issue. But hey, if you feel differently, let me know in the comments. This so-called debate between Vivek and Anna was more of a one-sided shouting match, with Anna getting increasingly emotional because Vivek wasn't giving her the responses she was hoping for. Meanwhile, Vivek stayed calm and completely dismantled both Anna Kasparian and Cenk Uygur's arguments. What did you think of Vivek Ramaswamy's appearance on the Young Turks? Do you think he handled the situation well? Let me know in the comments.